Here we are at the Holiday Inn on Beach Road in Pattaya. It's about 3 or 4 blocks away from Soy 6 and about 1 kilometer away from Walking Street, the main tourist attraction here in Pattaya. This is an IHG property and I booked with points. So I booked a one king, just basic room, but then got upgraded because of my status. I have IHG Diamond status, so that gave me a comp upgrade to this beautiful Oceanview room. I love that, and that's why loyalty is so important. So let's go check out my room. This is a king bed ocean view in the Bay Tower, which is closer to the ocean, has slightly better views than the executive tower. 40-inch TV on the wall. Next to that is a bench big enough for 2 medium-sized suitcases. 3 hooks above that for hanging coats separate from the closet, so you have more space. Next to the balcony is the mini bar. I'll open up the door to get access to the mini fridge down below. There's plenty of space in this mini fridge to store the 6 daily waters that you're given. So if you like the water cold, just throw them in there when you check in. And also plenty of space for anything you purchase outside the hotel. On top, there's a kettle. No coffee maker in the room, only the kettle for boiling tea, instant coffee, that sort of thing. Luckily, there's a great breakfast downstairs. Desk and chair combo next to the window is perfectly positioned with an ocean view. Let's go check out the closet. Plenty of storage space with the shelves, lockbox. You can see my large bag of laundry that's about to go out today. I always recommend laundry outside the hotel at 60 to 70 baht per kilogram. Open up the sliding mirror door and there's an iron. There's a medium-sized ironing board and there's a stand if you want to put your luggage on top of that out in the main room. Bathroom has a large vanity, plenty of space to spread out your belongings. 2 additional waters in here for a total of 6 in the room. Some hand towels down below. Hand soap and lotion on top is Soak brand, which is actually very high quality. There's a mirror for doing makeup on the wall that pivots outward, very convenient and female friendly. The shower does not have the rain shower head that I typically look for, and no ocean view because of the glass in comparison to the executive tower, which has clear glass. But overall, still nice enough space, and there's a separation of levels for the shower so the water does stay inside and doesn't flood the bathroom. Here I am at the lobby of the Bay Tower, and we're about to walk over to the Executive Tower to check out the pool there, as well as the Executive Lounge, and kind of highlight that space prior to the happy hour at 5:30 to 7:30. So let's go check it out. So at first it may sound a little bit inconvenient to be staying in a different tower if you have lounge access to stay in the Bay Tower versus Executive Tower. But as you can see with just this short walk, it's probably about 80 meters or so, less than 100 meters for sure, from lobby to lobby. But the key thing is to take this entrance. If you're walking from Bay Tower to Executive Tower, you want to take this entrance on the corner of the building. That way it's quicker access to get to the elevator, and you don't have to walk all the way around the building. So I'm filming this in real time, that way you can see how fast the walk actually is, and I'll just speed this up for the video. First things first, we're going to go up to floor 6, where the dining area is for the Executive Tower as well as the main pool. Let's check out the level 6 here.
There's surprisingly great views from this infinity pool, even though your view is looking through between two buildings and it's a couple hundred meters away from the ocean. But plenty of chairs and umbrellas to choose from. Of the two buildings here at the Holiday Inn, this is probably the least busy, just because I think more tourists would prefer to be in the Bay Tower with slightly better views. Tucked away in the corner here is the pool bar called Splash. They do have two separate happy hours, one from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and again at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So add that together with the rooftop happy hour. There's a total of 3 in this building. And they do have Wi-Fi here at the pool as well, as shown on the screen. There's plenty of seating and umbrellas around the pool, and actually a little bit of shade as well, so you don't have to get direct sunlight if you don't want to. While up here, I got a fresh coconut. Very tasty. One of my favorite things to do poolside. I did stay at this executive tower for 4 nights prior to switching to the Bay Tower, and I would recommend, if you do end up staying in this tower, to go have breakfast at the Bay Tower instead, because this one left a lot to be desired. Before going up to the executive lounge, I want to quickly show my room that I had previously for 4 nights. I really do like the clear glass in the bathroom versus the tinted blue glass at the Bay Tower. It gives a lot more natural light in the bathroom, and you have ocean views even from the toilet, which is weird but nice at the same time. And overall, this layout is much better in my opinion. I like the love seat in the center of the room facing the ocean. While the view is not as wide of an ocean view, it still has a partial ocean view. And overall, I would prefer the layout of this executive tower room more so than the Bay Tower. Now let's go up to the executive lounge on the 25th floor. You only get access to this lounge after you've stayed 40 nights with IHG. This is about 3:30 in the afternoon at the executive lounge. There's plenty of seating up here, awesome views on the 25th floor, and it's just a really nice space if you want to get some work done. There is coffee and soft drinks throughout the day prior to the happy hour at 5:30. At 5:30, out comes the buffet, starting with hors d'oeuvres. This does change daily, but if you stay, let's say, a week or so, you'll start to see similar items. You can count on the cheeses and sliced meats to be the same. There's a wide variety of alcohol selection, mostly Western favorites, including red and white wines, but they also have local Chang beer as well in bottles. 2 hot dishes are served daily. This first one is a croissant with guri cheese and onions. Next up is chicken satay. You'll see this often here at the executive lounge. I'm going to add in a couple more days worth of the hot plate selection. Here's the spinach rolls, chicken kebabs. These were very good with a barbecue sauce on the side. Chicken satay again. Also some pork balls, which is very similar to the chicken satay, using the same sauce, but just with pork instead. Another great feature of the executive tower is this rooftop terrace and bar, where there's happy hour every afternoon from 5 to 7 p.m. The views up here are just really stunning. You can see the entire city of Pattaya. Also, you can see the ocean. Just a great place to sit for sunset and get some nice pictures to send back to your family. And then now pan around towards the bar. Again, the happy hour here is 5 to 7 p.m. Transitioning back to the Bay Tower, this new outdoor concept is called The Collective. And the best way I can describe this, it's like if you put food trucks in front of the hotel permanently, but made it look very modern, elegant, and just fancy at the same time. There's plenty of seating here, comfortable chairs. It's great for watching the sunset and having a cocktail Here's the bar for beer, wine, and cocktails. And then I'll pan over to the left where there's a smokehouse and also pizza bar. So plenty of options here with the ocean views. It's a brilliant concept and very convenient for hotel guests. All right, we're going on a little walk for dinner. We're walking over to one of my favorite places here on Beach Road in Pattaya, Thailand, and that is Playa Bistro. It's only 1 block away from my hotel here. And now here we are. Let's arrive at Playa Bistro. Let's go in, see what they got tonight. I believe it's Taco Tuesdays, so let's check it out. The Tuesday special is buy 1 margarita, get 2 tacos free. So of course that's what I did. I got the slow roasted pork. And this is one of my favorite places on Beach Road because for one, they have the option of indoor seating so I can stay cool, and they have great daily specials. So that pretty much wraps up this evening, and we'll continue on in the morning, bright and early at the gym. We'll see you then. The sauna has these manual switches that you have to turn on before entering. So I recommend turn that on before your workout. That way it's ready and warmed up in time. Going inside, there's plenty of seating, probably for about 6 people comfortably. And this is actually sort of a steam sauna because you can pour the water over the rocks like this and it steams up for you. After a quick shower, I walked downstairs for breakfast, and this is a really expansive buffet in comparison to the executive tower. This is the breakfast at Bay Tower, and I would recommend this no matter which building that you're staying in. On the weekends, and I think maybe even holidays, they have this little kids seating area and a mini breakfast buffet for them as well. So it's actually about 10 inches shorter than the standard buffet. That way the little ones can actually reach everything. So very unique. I like that. Exiting the elevator on level 4 of the Bayview Tower is the kids club to my left there, and that's very convenient, located near the infinity pool. So if you want, you can have some childcare while also being in close proximity and having your own adult time at the infinity pool. Walking down these stairs, it starts to bring into view the amazing infinity pool view. It practically feels like you're in the ocean up on the 4th floor. You can just barely see the tops of the palm trees. It's just really stunning views from here. Similar to the executive tower, there's 2 happy hours here, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and again 3 to 5 p.m.
All right, so what did I end up paying for this IHG hotel here in Pattaya on Beach Road? I paid my first reservation, because I always like to split them up, I paid 18,000 IHG points per night for 4 nights. That was during Songkran, so it's the busiest time of the year. Understandable, it's a higher price point. After that, my preceding reservations were about 14 or 15,000 points per night. If you're paying cash at this hotel, expect to pay around $110 plus taxes and fees, which is why I recommend to pay with points, because several times throughout the year, IHG offers a bonus where you can buy up to 200,000, so that makes it a half a cent per point. In that case, you can buy 400,000 points for $2,000, and that can get you a lot of nights here at this IHG property. So if you book with points, even at that 18,000 point per night threshold during Songkran, that would break down to $90 per night. Minimum of $30 or $40 per night in savings because you're not paying those additional taxes and fees. Now let's do a final comparison of where to stay depending on what type of traveler you are. For business travelers, I recommend the executive tower, and that is because you have the option for lounge access. You could just book a room that has lounge access even if you don't have it with status. Secondly, there's a 7-Eleven literally connected to the lobby, so it makes it very convenient to get something real quick if you're staying for a longer term. The room layout I like slightly better at the executive tower with the clear glass showers. The room just seems wider. I'm not sure if it actually is, but just the configuration of it makes it seem larger. So if you're staying longer, it's nice to have that feeling of more space. Now for Bay Tower, who does that make sense for? I think that makes sense for solo travelers like me that are tourists, also for families. Main reason being, the Bayview Tower has a wider ocean view, as you can kind of see in the background from here. Awesome views, so it's a little bit more geared towards the tourists and traveling with families. It's just more of that kind of vacation atmosphere. Continuing on the family-friendly note, the kids club and infinity pool at the Bayview Tower are right next to each other. So it just kind of makes sense if you're traveling with families to try to get in the Bayview Tower. That way you have that, at least that option of the childcare, and it's a very nice layout for the kids club in close proximity to the infinity pool, so you could go hang out there as adults separate from the little ones. The Bayview Tower has a much nicer, wider assortment of breakfast, and even if you end up staying at the executive tower, I highly recommend going to the Bayview Tower for breakfast. Last but not least is the new collective that's in front of the Bayview Tower. While you could just walk over from either tower to the collective, it's just more convenient from the Bayview Tower, and combining those other amenities together just makes more sense to stay at the Bayview Tower, in my opinion. That pretty much wraps up this video of the Holiday Inn Pattaya on Beach Road. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and most importantly, share this with someone that might be interested in traveling to Thailand and might get some value out of this. We'll see you in the next one.